Yeah.
One of the things I imagine you needed to cultivate is patience. I mean, you seem very patient. Am I
It's a lot
mistaking
of
that?
waiting.
Like I've gone through that just with this current company in different ways, whether it's
Yeah.
fundraising or trying to make a
Yeah.
certain deal happen or a partnership deal that I just closed. And I mean, God, these things, you got to wait a lot.
This is some magic. I'm going to give you guys some secrets here, okay? So there is a lot of waiting. And in particular, in the case of an M&A, there's another element that comes into play here is if you get within a couple of months of the transaction, the seller begins to become irrational. So the waiting becomes a more significant problem because there's a lack of rationality, a lot of angst, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of limiting beliefs, there's a lot of upper limits, there's a lot of things that are happening psychological to this person. And we have to be very skillful at how we navigate through that process. What we do is I learned a secret about 10 years ago that, well, if I can get the founder who I'm about to get, a check for $20 million for, or whatever the number is, right? If I can get them focused on what's next, what are you going to do with the 20 million? So the conversation goes like this. In a few months, I'm going to get you a check for $20 million. What are you going to do with it? Your response is generally like, what? I mean,
they haven't even gone there, right?
I don't
know. Buy that boat.
Okay, well, we need to start working on that, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's really important that you know what you're going to do with it, not just for tax protection and all that kind of stuff, but really, quite frankly, you built this business for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. And so what was the reason? What did you want to accomplish? I mean, was it housing the homeless in Haiti? Was it feeding the starving kids in Chicago? Was it, cleaning the ocean? What was the reason? What was it? What's motivating you? Now, if I can get that founder focused on a mission, all of the irrationality disappears. And now there's not enough time. There's plenty of time, but now there's not enough time, right? Because now the transaction is just something that's going to happen along the way to accomplishing this bigger mission.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's what led me to my ultimate transition here that we spoke about last time we talked, is that realization where before we used to have to use all kinds of tools and psychological tricks and methodologies to sort of get through this thing, and we'd have them, they'd do stupid stuff, they would blow up a deal, we'd have to go get another deal, and all this crazy things that would happen. Right before it was that, right? And then I had an epiphany one day. I said, look, my whole thing is about catalyzing people to have impact. I mean, I've made a lot of money. I don't have any of that money because I give that money away. It's not about having money for me. It's about investing it and expanding it, putting it to work, growing it, right? Giving it to people. Like I give a lot of money to an organization called Pachamama Alliance that's about preserving the Amazon rainforest. I give a lot of money to oceanographic research because I think the oceans are in trouble.